4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing all stock of commentary. This is going to be a single match here for once, a set in the STX Masters Cup, the 4th set there, and this is going to be between Guemchi and SangHo. Here, the 9 o'clock position we are going to have as the white protoss Guemchi. That means at the 3 o'clock position as the brown protoss we're going to have SangHo, also known as Ryan Shield. This was a requested matchup by Tau XX. I assume that's how it's said anyway. But apparently the way the position is, Woongjin are ahead by 2, eSTRO behind. But yeah, I've been told that it's a very, very interesting PvP, so I said, why not? You know, I have a little bit of time before Thursday when the next semifinal is Irish versus Quandro in the Avalon MSL, so thought, why not? I don't really have the time to go for a full set, but when people tell you a game is interesting, you go ahead and watch it. This is, of course, on Heartbreak Ridge, 2-player map. A lot of distance between the players. If I remember my statistics correctly, let's see here. Guemchi was about 44 to 45% in his PvP, while SangHo was at about 41 to 42%. Somewhere in those ranges. So it was. I remember that it was Guemchi's best matchup, while not SangHo's. SangHo. I might be mixing those numbers up. Absolutely, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it was. Pretty sure. Both players now sending out their probes. Yeah, probe scouts. Trying to run around, spotting for some possible cheese. Just, you know, playing careful overall. Although, yeah, just putting down their gateways. Simulators coming down. Nothing too funky to seem so far. We're going to see how this game plays out, because the metagame, I went over this with Nuke the other day on his channel in the Pro League playoffs. But the metagame in protoss has been changing quite a bit lately, in that it used to be get a bunch of Dragoons out there, get Reavers and Shuttles, and just push each other and start attacking, start harassing. The first guy who takes out a huge amount of probes and then manages to engage the other guy's army wins without taking any economic damage himself. That's basically the way it went. Anti-manner pylons apparently been put down by both players. That's smart play that way. We've been seeing a lot of that as well. Zealots out for both players at this point. But yeah, lately the metagame has changed into a different format where you see instead large ground armies consisting of a lot of Zealots, not as many Dragoons, Archons, and High Templar, and occasionally even some Dark Templar to run around and do some damage on the side. Some other scores coming up for both players. And a pylon, apparently. I think that was a pylon being put down by Guemchi there. I think that was a pylon being put down by Guemchi and SangHo's, but I'm not quite sure. I think that's the case. We're going to see whether, if it was indeed Guemchi's, then we're going to see, yeah, it was indeed a pylon being put down by Guemchi, so we're going to see what he actually decides to go some fucking, cancel that. I don't think he didn't, I know he didn't manage to trap a probe inside, but he did prevent mining from that one mineral, from the mineral field, so that's, you know, slowing down the mining does come in handy. He also canceled his pylons, so he didn't lose too many minerals that way. Still being annoying overall with this probe of his, just running inside of SangHo's base, being annoyed with both players getting their range for the goons. And let's see whether they decide to go for robotics facility here or not. No second gateway coming from other players, so I assume we're going to be seeing some robotics facilities coming up, unless they decide to go for expansion. Both players playing pretty much exactly the same thing, except that Guemchi is playing a little bit more aggressively. First Dragoons out for both players as well, so this looks a little bit more like the PvP of, yeah, there you go, first robotics facility coming up for both players, pretty much exact same timing, but this is more like the PvP of old, and when I say old, I mean several months back. So, you know, StarCraft evolves constantly at a very, very fast pace, which is one of the reasons you really, really gotta love the game. Let's see there, SangHo putting down a probe behind his natural expansion. Both players putting down gateways, just getting a macro up, nothing really doing too much. We are going to be seeing both players just getting their shells in play, getting the Reavers in play, doing some damage. Probe being put behind the natural expansion of SangHo's by SangHo himself, as he also tries to spot the mineral line and the temple at the location just to make sure there's nothing funky coming at him. While he also decides to trick one of his own probes through middle field. And let's see what happens. Dragoon. Oh, Dragoon's gonna take out the probe before he actually manages to do anything. I think the probe definitely saw that there was no expansion coming up, so that was a little bit of that. But beautiful play there by Guemchi to spot what was coming at him and absolutely prevent that from happening. Let's see. Both players have pretty much exactly the same army composition at this point. 2 Zealots, 3 Dragoons. 1 scouting probe lost by SangHo, and now the scouting probe possibly lost. Yes, scouting probe lost by Guemchi as well, although I think he lost his initial one as well. Robotic support coming in as well now for both players, so very much 2 gateways just producing a bunch of Dragoons. This is just going to be your good old standard Reverie StarCraft PvP. Whee! I rhymed way too many words there. 2 Dragoons blocking off their natural, the main for Guemchi. I'm still kind of... My brain will not consider any player to be significant in my brain. Observer now coming up for Guemchi. Always have to think like a quarter of a second to remember, wait a minute, the white was Guemchi. Right. It's usually why I don't do single games, because when I do a set, I kind of feel more prepared. Scouting probe there being killed. SangHo still not managing to get a proper scat inside. I think he should know that there's no natural expansion, but he doesn't know exactly what's coming at him, so he just has to trust that the other guy is playing sort of kind of game that he is, which is pretty much exactly what he's doing. Now, actually, both players moving out their forces right to the middle. This looks like almost an exact mirror of each other, and they're both encircling the middle, passing right by it. Shuttle on the way for Guemchi. I assume it has Reaver inside. Scouting killed. On the opposite side, also Reaver inside the shuttle. Both players just... Okay, let's see here. Guemchi going to move right upside the middle, while SangHo going to move all of his forces to the south and the middle. Both forces just absolutely circling each other. We're going to see whether they both just manage to run inside of each other's base and kill each other. That would be so freaking hilarious if that indeed happens. Let's see. A couple of Dragoons in position for Guemchi is going to be able to defend. He's going to spot the large force. Meanwhile, he's just going to know he has his own forces way too far away. He's going to catch 2 Dragoons inside of SangHo's base. This is going to be exact mirrors. Although I think SangHo has a lesser force on the ground to attack. Has only a couple of Dragoons to defend. Reaver also coming down. So both players are going to lose a heavy amount. Probes being pulled off the line, but both players here to engage each other. Reaver's there. All these probes are doomed. Run, probes, run. Not even engaging. Never mind engaging. Run, probes, run. Just trying to barely keep their probes alive, losing so many in the process. Both players are pretty much exactly the same position. Well, I think Guemchi has a couple more forces on the ground. This might actually turn out to be an absolute crazy elimination race. We're going to see some probes high-five each other in the middle going, where are you going? Wherever you're not going. Oh man, Dragoons inside of Guemchi's base. SangHo's Dragoons inside of Guemchi's base, killing everything. There is a shuttle coming in, I think, for SangHo. He apparently... For Guemchi, I'm sorry, he's apparently thinking of possibly trying to defend this. But the way of the looks of things right now, it does look like an elimination game. There is also an observer on the field. Distance mining some probes. But man, all the tech, all the production going down. The Nexus is first, apparently. Oh, meanwhile, there's a Nexus being built. I think Guemchi took down SangHo's main base and put down a Nexus inside of it. We're going to see exactly the same thing. Oh, Jesus. SangHo's going to put down a freaking Nexus inside of Guemchi's base because he's going to take everything out. He knows he's going to lose his own base. So, hey, might as well get myself a scouting base somewhere. Meanwhile... Oh my God! Oh man, SangHo even ferried a bunch of his forces that he hit at the north and ferried them away. There was a couple of Dragoons and a Reaver. I assume he got them to safety. But man, both players just completely annihilating each other's bases and taking them for their own. I'm actually somewhat surprised that they saved up enough minerals. Apparently, really surprised that they saved up enough minerals for a full Nexus. So there's not going to become an elimination fight. Maybe whoever had the more probes can survive. Let's see. SangHo's going to go for Reaver attacks again. Once Carol kill a lot of probes and manage to go in hard because he knows at this point probes are all you have. Beautiful attack there by SangHo. Oh man, beautiful play there. Getting half of those probes at least, so that evens out the probe count.